In today's news, Esworth Barnwell has been charged for wounding wife and stepdaughter. 3 are in custody in connection with a drug bust. The Royal Virgin Islands Police Force records another upsurge in mentally ill assailants. VIA Alzheimer's Association observes Alzheimer's Awareness Month, and Fraser calls for clarity on the differentiation of nonprofits and corporation organizations in the BVI. In addition to that, we take a look at depression, which is to be the focus of the Ministry of Health's recent workshop. In addition, First District residents hold community meeting. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
Yo, everything good, Dad?
Why? This thing got me one way, Daddy.
What you mean?
Ever since I hook up with this thing, can't eat, I can't sleep. This is the first thing I touch it when I reach home.
What you really? Hey, this ain't like you know.
Dad, this thing got me staying home, keeping out that trouble me.
Wow. What your name is?
Shit, I talking about my CCT life.
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and sign up for CCT Live to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home.
1 month free trial turned into 5. 5 months turned into, well, you know I hustle. I watching ball. I been watching football. Dad, Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol. I am hooked. Hook, I tell you.
Welcome everybody. It's Friday, September 23rd, 2022. A fantastic Friday is wished to each and every one of you. I'm Ron Grant, coming to you live and direct from Tortola in the Virgin Islands. Thank you so much for sticking with us. Do have a happy Friday. Beginning our newscast on the local scene, officers of the Criminal Investigations Department charged a man yesterday in the wounding of his wife and stepdaughter. Esworth Barnwell, 35, of Diamond Estate, is charged with inflicting grievous bodily harm, assault, occasional actual bodily harm, and being armed with an offensive weapon. Initial investigations indicate that Monday evening, the accused attacked members of his family with a machete following an argument at the family home. Both the wife and stepdaughter were taken to the Dr. D. Orlando Smith Hospital. The stepdaughter is in serious but stable condition, while the wife has been treated and released. The 2 minor children who were also in the home were unharmed. He is to appear before the magistrate's court at the next available sitting. The Royal Virgin Islands Police Force has confirmed that as a result of a U.S. Coast Guard-led operation before dawn yesterday, September 22nd, 2022, 3 persons are now in custody of U.S. authorities suspected of trafficking cocaine. The USCG, supported by the Royal Virgin Islands Police Foreign Marine Branch, Customs, and U.S. Customs and Border Protection, pursued the stopped vessel approximately 23 miles east of Virgin Gorda. Now, a number of bales of suspected cocaine were seized. At least 2 of the 3 men in custody reside in the British Virgin Islands. Investigations are said to be ongoing, and we will provide more details as they become available. Mental health has been in conversation for a very long time, and police are again recording an upsurge in incidents involving persons with mental illness. Within the last month, the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force recorded some 8 incidents involving persons who either displayed behavior of mental health illness or are registered mentally ill persons. On the same day, 1 woman was accused of entering 2 establishments in Roe Town and grabbing the handbag of an unsuspecting person. Onlookers assisted in the retrieval of these handbags. She was taken to the behavioral ward of the Dr. D. Orlando Smith Hospital and was treated. In another incident, a male with what would appear to be dirty clothing swung a bag at a female tourist while she was walking on Main Street. She fell back and he tried to continue his assault, but was chased away by persons within the area. She received some minor bruises to her knee. This past week, a registered mental patient was seen illegally entering a vessel at Frenchman's Quay. When questioned by police, he responded incoherently. Nothing was removed from the vessel. 3 days later, he was reportedly seen pounding the hood of a vehicle while holding the driver at knife point. He was apprehended by police and taken to behavioral ward again, where he is being treated. A male was seen exiting an unlocked vehicle while parked in Seacoast Bay. His unresponsive behavior led officers to take him to, again, the behavioral ward for evaluation. Now, considering the recent incidents, the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force is asking caregivers to make the necessary calls for assisting the first-hand persons in the territory for changes within their behavior. Persons are invited to call the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force Control Room number 311 if they see or suspect an individual will inflict harm to themselves. And viewers, I want to take a pause right at this moment because mental health at the helm of the Virgin Islands has been a conversation that we have seen ongoing for quite a bit of time. And what I find strange is that the authorities that be, meaning not only the members of the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force and members of the Virgin Islands Health Services Authority and the Ministry of Health, continue in some cases to act as though these incidents are isolated. They continue to act as though these incidents are not in somehow a community effort. I'm employing and I'm taking this opportunity right here and now to speak to the powers that be and ask them holistically to take a look at the mental health situation in the Virgin Islands. You just heard me read, of course, a number of incidents that are, while they're isolated, still combined. And I think it is about high time in our territory that we come to a point where we're taking the issue of mental health seriously. It is unbecoming that we have to wait until incidents occur involving not only locals and tourists to come to the forefront. And then our powers that be, again, will be asking the public to present information. The public themselves are scared. Leaders, Minister of Health, Social Development, Mental Health Unit, the public themselves are scared, and they are looking for you, the powers that be, to put in place holistic measures that will allow for the public to feel safe and secure. When 284 News returns, depression to be the focus as Minister of Health hosts workshop, and Fraser, the Honorable Julian Fraser that is, calls for clarity on the differentiation of non-profits and corporation organizations in the British Virgin Islands. Of course, the VIA Alzheimer's Association observe Alzheimer's Awareness Month, and we have the details. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
You value traditions.
Today,
You value music. You value education. Family.
I love you.
Service.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Love. Life. At Popular, we're committed to you and everything our community values. For the things you value the most, count on us. Popular.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
Hello?
Wait, you had a long time to get? You say you were sick? What happened to our wedding rehearsal?
No, babe. I'm actually watching the news right now. Take a listen.
Topping our newscast today, UFOs seen around Tortola Pier Park.
And? District 3 residents outraged over no water supply. They simply cannot bathe. These and more stories when 284 News returns.
Alright, babe, just get some rest, take 2 Advil, and I'll
See you later. Bye.
Okay, honey. I see you later. I love you.
It's clear to see that Coconut Lounge is a place to be, the coolest cocktail lounge in the British Virgin Islands. A lounge like no other, with welcoming, professional service, and a breathtaking ambiance. Not forgetting a diverse selection of wines, beers, and signature cocktails. Cozy, comfortable, contemporary. Coconut Lounge at Tortola Pier Park. Visit us today.
There's a reason you get up on a morning. A reason you pick yourself up, start the day. Maybe it's sheer grit. Maybe it's your ethics. Maybe it's because you know people like you are waiting for people just like you. We all have our reasons, and for Republic Bank, that reason is you. Every little thing, every big thing. It's all about making a difference in your life. Because after 182 years, If it's one thing we're sure about, is that the difference is you. We're here to help.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Brilliant Hands and Minds tutoring services, one-on-one tutorials in math and English, intense homework assistance, academic enrichment, school projects, effective communication and public speaking development, sign language for adults and children on Saturdays only. Registered with the Virgin Islands High School Certificate Program, Brilliant Hands and Minds can help you too. Offering intense curriculum-based training to help you or your loved ones get their high school diploma. It's time to make your family's education a #1 priority. Hurry, space is limited. Brilliant Hands and Minds Learning Center. We are the trained education professionals.
The wait is over! CCT Fire is here! Experience ultra-fast downloads, seamless streaming, and even more reliable connectivity on an all-new fire-blazing super-fast CCT Fiber network. CCT Fire, bring it home and upgrade today.
Viewers, welcome back and thank you so much for sticking with us. You're watching 284 News out of Tortola in the Virgin Islands. As the government of the Virgin Islands moves forward with the plans to implement a Non-Profit Organizations Act, opposition leader, the Honorable Julian Fraser RA, has raised some questions surrounding the distinction of non-profit organizations from the major corporations which fall within the financial services sector. The bill in question makes allowances for better supervision and monitoring of the operation of non-profit organizations which are registered within the British Virgin Islands, with the intent and protection, of course, with the aim of them from potential exposure and abuse of terrorist networks. Now, citing that certain aspects of the bill are really similar to the processes used to monitor the financial services sector, Fraser asked if the only differentiation between the two was the amount of money coming in.
Madam Speaker, when I heard that, I'm wondering if a bill being referred to as non-profit organizations and it's talking now about staff training for money laundering, terrorism financing, and other criminal financing activities. What's the difference between these non-profit organizations and the major corporations that are under financial services? It's the volume of money. That must be the only thing, because they seem to be monitored for the same nefarious activities.
Now, viewers, should this be the case, however, he noted that it was a flawed model. Fraser said that in many cases across the developed world, non-profit organizations have been able to scale massively. The opposition leader also begged the question of what types of organizations would qualify as non-profit under this present act.
Madam Speaker, I know in the real world, which is the larger countries, these non-profits can get huge, can become huge. But then at the same time, the BVI is a part of the real world where international organizations do register, or international companies register here in the Virgin Islands. I don't know if that's the truth holds true for non-profit organizations. Can TDJ register his church here as a non-profit? I'm not sure if that's the case. There are some churches and other organizations that do roll over some big dollars. So I hope that the minister and his team could give us a little insight on what these organizations really are.
To this end, Honorable Fraser argued that it may be of interest for the government of the Virgin Islands to reassess with which body the responsibility of authorizing non-profit organizations should lie.
Isn't it necessary for us to do a reassessment of where this authorization, the authority for nonprofit organization lies? Should it still be with the ministry? And the reason I'm asking that question is whether or not the ministry will then be equipped with the resources to deal with the registration of organizations that are capable or are being suspected of or has a potential to get involved in these kind of activities.
The Virgin Islands Alzheimer's Association is this month observing World Alzheimer's Awareness Month with a slew of activities. Recently, founding director of the VI Alzheimer's Association, Ms. Edna Williams, spoke with our agency about the role of the association within the Virgin Islands community, as well as what has taken place thus far in observing Alzheimer's Awareness Month in the Virgin Islands.
We've come a long way. I always say that we've come a long way, baby. We started, I would say, in 2019 when a fellow Rotarian told me that he was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. And then I started saying, I'm not hearing anything about Alzheimer's in the community, so I'm going to start something. And I started publishing articles between 2009, 2010. And then we started forming a group, a movement where persons of like mind and persons who are friends or persons who are interested in the topic, we gathered together, Rotarians, Lions, and other people in the community, and started and continued this movement. And in 2016, we became an association. And not just an association, we became part of Alzheimer's Disease International, which is the international federation of 105 international Alzheimer's Association throughout the world. So we've come a long way. And even in the especially in the BVI, I should say, not even, we've come from just a few people to where we now have many people who are following us on our Facebook page, who are involved with us in our activities, who are members, who are advocates, who are continually in contact with us.
Ms. Williams also spoke about the services provided by the VI Alzheimer's Association.
A few of the services we offer: awareness. That is a major focus of ours right now. We want to have the community, every individual, become aware of the 10 warning signs and to become aware of that there are people out there who they may know or they may see, or even within themselves, who are demonstrating or exhibiting one of these signs, who they need to get involved with us, in whether it's in our care partner program, which are caregivers, care and support group, or just in learning about dementia. So we do a lot of awareness. We try to also educate, because once you're educated, then you can know how to take action, and which is so important for us. And we're basically a grassroots movement.
Additionally, Ms. Williams spoke about the month of activities that the public can not only expect but participate in.
On the 1st of September, the Honorable Marlon Penn, Minister of Health and Social Development, declared this September Alzheimer's Month in the Virgin Islands, which is always wonderful to know. And he did a wonderful speech, and I thank him for that. We also, on the first Sunday, we went to New Testament Church of God. A number of us went, and the month was blessed. We were blessed in the positivity of our activities and what we would be doing. And we were able to speak and share some of what we do with the congregation. For the second and third week, we did what's called caregivers training. We trained through the National Council on Certified Dementia Practitioner out of New Jersey, 37 caregivers over a 2-week period on caring for persons with dementia. And this has been one of our projects that we've been working on for the past 2 years. So it's wonderful to actually see it come to fruition.
The public is advised and encouraged to come out and support a slew of activities that are really essentially serving as a purpose to support and encourage the community, raising awareness on VI Alzheimer's and, of course, the duties and responsibilities of caregivers and care partners.
We will be having a walk and a vigil. The walk and vigil will begin on Friday the 23rd from 4:45 p.m. in Noah Lloyd Park. Right after that walk, we'll have our vigil. And the vigil is based or themed around pharmacological methods of treatment, such as music, such as dance, such as the creative arts, poetry. All of that is going to be part of the vigil.
Beautiful.
We've got some really great people who are going to be performing. Kamal George is going to be performing. Kyle Moses is going to be performing. April Glasgow is going to be creating a poem specifically for us. And of course, our patron, Tara Curtis, the partner of the governor, she is going to be one of our keynote speakers, including Larry Greiner, who you'll be interviewing, who will be talking about his experience in caring for his mother.
Viewers, for the full interview with founding director Ms. Edna Williams and Mr. Larry A. Greiner, a caregiver and care partner sharing his experience with caring for a loved one of dementia, please visit all Tweet4 media platforms. When Tweet4 News returns, depression to be the focus as Ministry of Health hosts a workshop. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
Is business slow? Cash flow down? Hosting an upcoming event? We can help. Advertise with 284 Media and take your business or event to the next level by enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies. Allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. This could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? Contact our marketing team at 284media@cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works.
The beautiful Virgin Islands, or nature's little secret as some prefer, where the weather stays warm and the drinks stay cold, where men in wigs get their lawyer bills paid by governments and governments lose planes, where walls are built and prisoners escape. You vacation where we suffer. BVI love.
A show poised to help guide modern-day men into 21st century distinguished gentlemen. It doesn't always involve suits and, bow ties, but raw, real-life lessons that translate to grounded, community-minded, well-rounded men. This season, I'm taking you on an entirely different journey, from chefs to dancers, philanthropists, communications specialists, and much more. I'm heading outside in the field to share the journey of some of the BVI's best and brightest men. From East End to West End, Bojangada, Jackson Lake, not forgetting Antigua. Our Virgin Islands gentlemen are doing the damn thing, and I'm so proud. Get ready to reason, reflect, and redirect. We are the movers and shakers of this generation, and we ain't afraid to show it. The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman, Season 3 by yours truly, Ron Grant, raising a generation of greatness.
Father Jesus, that line you long like church service.
Alright, do enjoy the rest of the day. Next customer line, please. Wait, hold on a second.
Yes, Sonny boy, come. Yes, son.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sonny boy. Hold on there. You must have cut fun people.
It's okay, I'll take care of it.
What? No man to take care of me.
How may I assist you? You want top of power?
You want top of power?
Join the prepaid party with CCT and enjoy more affordable data plans, more top-up promotions, more savings with hero bundles, and more value for your money each and every Tuesday with Top Up Turn Up Tuesday. Visit a CCT store today or anywhere CCT Top Up is sold and top up your phone.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You want top of power?
Viewers, welcome back. You're watching 284 News out of Tortola in the Virgin Islands. Clinicians, caregivers, and the public will be educated about the signs and symptoms of depression at a workshop to be hosted by the Ministry of Health and Social Development next month. Chief of Drugs and Pharmaceutical Services, Mrs. Gracia Whitley Smith, said the workshop will be held on Wednesday, October 6th at 7 p.m. via the Zoom platform and will educate participants on the epidemiology of depression and practical tips in the clinical use of antidepressants. There will also be discussions on the international classifications of depression and the categories of antidepressants and pharmaceutical properties. She said, and I quote, "We need to increase awareness." Also saying there have been quite a number of prescriptions received to treat depression, along with an increased need to import psychiatric treatment to persons experiencing depression. She said, "We expect the following, of course, through this workshop, to treat depression with patients with enhanced medical care. To address the issues that they are facing, persons will be more informed and aware of the signs and symptoms to be able to somehow affect and increase awareness. Of course," she said, "and with the new knowledge, we can improve our lifestyle and rally together to assist persons in need early." The workshop will be facilitated by a former head of the OECS, PPS, and individual consultant in medicines and supply chains management, Mr. Francis Burnett, and director of Turning Point St. Lucia, Mr. Robert Huggins, who has a master's in counseling psychology. Now, health practitioners, including doctors, nurses, pharmacists, pharmacy technicians, allied health professionals, caregivers, family members, and persons diagnosed with depression are welcome to register for the workshop at a cost of $10. Now, 3 continuing education credits will be available for clinicians. Persons can contact Mrs. Smith Wheatley at 468-9850. Again, that number is 468-9850, or email her at grwheatley-smith@gov.vg to register for the Elevating Depressed Patient Workshop. Viewers, we are panning across the region. Of course, we're looking, of course, at Barbados. CIBC First Caribbean and Credit has joined a successfully closed venture that recently announced US $146.5 million Government of Barbados dual currency facility. Of course, this is an aid. The CIBC Caribbean has acted as domestic lead arranger and sole lender for the BB $146.52 million blue loan portion of the transaction, and credit acted as global lead arranger, now underwriter, and of course bookrunner for the US $73.26 million blue bond portion of the transaction. The Inter-American Development Bank and the Nature Conservancy acted as co-guardians for the transaction. Now, you may wonder, of course, why this is taking place. The CIBC Capital Markets partnered as dealer managers for the buyback of the US 2029 bonds. Of course, this is essentially an aid of advisory services to Barbados. The transaction takes the form of a debt conversation that will essentially aid in the unlock of significant funding for marine conservation over the next 15 years, that is, in Barbados. The debt conversion has been conducted by Barbados. It is expected to provide a $40 to $50 million funding for marine conservation and other environmental and sustainable development projects over the next 15 years. Now, viewers, I want you to take note of this. As part of the debt conversion, Barbados committed to protect and effectively manage up to 30% of the nation's ocean, specifically the exclusive economic zone and territorial sea. As we mentioned before, Prime Minister of Barbados, the Honorable Mia Mottley, has been rallying across the region and in part the world for climate change and recently financial services. Viewers, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for sticking with us for this entire week. I am Ron Grant, reporting live from 284 Media out of Tortola in the Virgin Islands, bringing you our daily dose of local, regional, and international content. Of course, I want to wish you a happy Friday. Have a beautiful weekend. But of course, I will see you tomorrow as I deliver our weekly news roundup. If you have missed any of these stories and newscasts that took place over the course of this entire week, tomorrow I'm going to break it down for you. And of course, I'll see you. Make sure you stick to 284media.com, 284 Media live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram for all your daily updates. Have a beautiful rest of the day. Bye-bye.
The wait is over. CCT Fire is here. Experience ultra-fast downloads, seamless streaming,